Life is full of challenges, setbacks, and moments of frustration. It's easy to fall into the trap of blaming others when things don't go the way we expect. However, true growth comes from within instead of pointing fingers and looking for external reasons for our struggles. We must learn to look inward and focus on improving ourselves. Blaming others only wastes time and energy that could be better spent on personal development. Let me explain why improving yourself is the most powerful response you can have in any situation. Taking ownership of your actions is the foundation of personal growth. When you take full responsibility for your choices, you acknowledge your role in shaping your life. It's easy to point fingers and blame external factors, but true empowerment comes from looking inward. When you understand that you are the one who creates your reality through your decisions, it becomes clear that you have the power to change your future. Owning your actions means accepting both your successes and your mistakes. It's not about being perfect, but about being accountable. When you make a mistake, instead of avoiding it or blaming someone else, you face it head on. You ask yourself, what went wrong? What can I learn from this? This mindset of accountability is essential for growth, as it shifts your focus from the problem to the solution. By taking ownership, you also become more self-aware. You'll begin to recognize patterns in your behavior and thought processes that lead to certain outcomes. For example, if you consistently find yourself in difficult situations, it's time to ask why that is. Are you making decisions based on fear or insecurity? Are you avoiding tough conversations or situations that could lead to growth? Self-awareness allows you to identify these areas of improvement and make conscious decisions to change. When you take ownership, you stop waiting for external validation or approval. You no longer rely on others to make things happen for you. Instead, you start taking action, even if it's small at first. You recognize that you are the one who can initiate change. Whether it's in your career, relationships, or personal life, taking ownership empowers you to create the outcomes you desire. Taking responsibility for your actions also allows you to develop resilience. Life is unpredictable, and setbacks are inevitable. However, when you own your part in any given situation, you learn to bounce back faster. You don't dwell on the past, and you don't play the victim. You analyze what happened, learn from it, and move forward with renewed determination. Resilience is built on the foundation of ownership, as it requires the ability to face challenges head on and rise above them. Furthermore, owning your actions helps you to build stronger relationships. When you're accountable for your words and actions, people begin to trust and respect you more. It shows integrity and maturity, qualities that are crucial for any meaningful connection. In contrast, blaming others can damage relationships as it breeds distrust and resentment. By taking responsibility, you demonstrate that you are reliable and dependable. There is also a sense of freedom that comes with owning your actions. When you stop blaming others, you stop being a prisoner of external circumstances. You take control of your narrative and recognize that your future is in your hands. No one else has the power to dictate your success or failure. It's up to you. This sense of control is liberating and enables you to take bold steps toward your goals without fear of failure. Taking ownership also helps you develop a growth mindset. Instead of seeing challenges as insurmountable obstacles, you start to view them as opportunities to learn and improve. When you own your actions, you shift from a fixed mindset, where you believe your abilities are limited, to a growth mindset, where you know you can always improve. This mindset is crucial for long-term success and happiness, as it fosters continuous learning and adaptation. Lastly, when you take ownership of your actions, you set a powerful example for others. People are more likely to respect and follow someone who takes responsibility for their life. By modeling accountability, you inspire those around you to do the same. This creates a culture of ownership and self-improvement, where everyone takes responsibility for their actions and strives to better themselves. Your mindset is one of the most powerful tools you have at your disposal. It dictates how you approach challenges, perceive opportunities, and react to adversity. If you allow your circumstances or the actions of others to define how you feel and think, you give up control over your life. A positive, empowered mindset is the key to overcoming obstacles, achieving goals, and finding contentment in all areas of life. Developing this mindset requires conscious effort, but the rewards are worth it. The first step in controlling your mindset is becoming aware of it. Many people go through life without ever questioning the thoughts and beliefs that drive their actions. These thoughts are often shaped by past experiences, societal conditioning, and the people around us. However, just because a thought enters your mind doesn't mean it's true or helpful. By becoming aware of your inner dialogue, you can begin to challenge limiting beliefs and replace them with empowering ones. Once you become aware of your thoughts, you have the power to change them. A simple but effective method is to reframe negative thoughts. For example, if you catch yourself thinking, "I can't do this," reframe it to, "This is challenging, but I can figure it out." Shifting your perspective from a fixed mindset where you believe your abilities are set in stone to a growth mind, that where you believe you can develop your skills is a game changer. This change in thinking not only boosts confidence but also fuels action, which is essential for personal growth. Controlling your mind. It also involves letting go of the victim mentality. It's easy to fall into the trap of blaming others or circumstances when things don't go as planned. However, adopting a victim mentality keeps you stuck. It disempowers you and makes it difficult to take action. Instead of focusing on how unfair life is or how others have wronged you, focus on how you can respond. Shift your mindset from one of helplessness to one of empowerment. Recognize that you are the one who can change your response and take control of your situation. One of the most important aspects of controlling your mindset is practicing gratitude. When you focus on what's going right in your life rather than what's going wrong, you shift your perspective. Gratitude forces you to look at your circumstances from a different angle, often revealing blessings you might have overlooked. By regularly practicing gratitude, you train your mind to focus on abundance instead of scarcity, which strengthens your overall mindset and resilience. Developing an empowered mindset also requires you to embrace challenges rather than avoid them. The path to growth is rarely smooth, and obstacles are a natural part of the journey. However, a fixed mindset may cause you to shy away from difficult situations, fearing failure or discomfort. In contrast, an empowered mindset views challenges as opportunities to grow and learn. Each difficulty you encounter is a chance to build strength, knowledge, and character. By reframing challenges as growth opportunities, you will become more resilient and confident in your ability to face whatever comes your way. Another aspect of controlling your mindset is learning how to manage stress and negative emotions. Life can be overwhelming at times, and it's natural to feel anxious, frustrated, or even defeated. However, allowing these emotions to control you can be detrimental to your mental and physical health. Instead of suppressing your feelings or reacting impulsively, practice emotional regulation techniques such as deep breathing, mindfulness, or journaling. These practices allow you to create space between your emotions and your actions, empowering you to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. A key element in controlling your mindset is consistency. It's not enough to have a positive mindset occasionally. You need to make it a habit. This means actively cultivating positive thoughts, reinforcing empowering beliefs, and practicing gratitude daily. Over time, your mindset becomes ingrained in your thought patterns, and it will begin to shape the way you see and respond to the world. Just like any skill, the more you practice controlling your mindset, the easier and more automatic it becomes. Lastly, surrounding yourself with the right influences is crucial for maintaining a positive mindset. The people you spend time with, the media you consume, and the environments you expose yourself to all impact your mindset. If you surround yourself with negativity or pessimism, it can be hard to maintain an empowered perspective. Conversely, spending time with individuals who encourage and uplift you, consuming content that inspires and motivates, and creating environments that foster positivity will reinforce a growth-oriented mindset. Choose to be around people and things that nourish your mental well-being, and your mindset will naturally shift toward positivity. In life, there are countless variables beyond your control. Other people's actions, the weather, global events, and even past mistakes. However, there is one powerful thing you can always control: yourself. Focusing on what you can control is not about ignoring the external circumstances, but about shifting your energy toward the areas where you have influence. This mindset change empowers you to make progress, regardless of external challenges, and helps you take ownership of your path forward. The first step in focusing on what you can control is recognizing the difference between things you can change and things you can't. This requires a sense of clarity and perspective. If you find yourself obsessing over something outside your control, pause and ask yourself, is this something I can influence or change? If the answer is no, it's time to shift your focus. You might not be able to control how people treat you or the events that unfold around you, but you can control how you react and what actions you take moving forward. One area of control is your thoughts and mindset. No matter what happens externally, you have the power to choose how you perceive and interpret situations. Your mindset determines how you view obstacles, challenges, and even setbacks. For instance, when facing a difficult situation, you can either see it as a problem or an opportunity to learn and grow. By taking control over your thoughts, you gain the ability to turn negative experiences into valuable lessons and remain resilient in the face of adversity. Another area you can control is your actions. No one can make you do anything unless you allow them to. You are the one who chooses how to respond to situations, how to spend your time, and how to direct your energy. When you focus on the actions that align with your goals and values, you become the architect of your life. Instead of waiting for opportunities to come to you or blaming others for your situation, you proactively create the future you desire through deliberate action. Your emotions, while often automatic, can also be influenced by the way you choose to respond. While you can't always control your initial emotional reaction, you do have control over how long you let those emotions dictate your behavior. Emotional regulation techniques such as mindfulness, deep breathing, or cognitive reframing can help you manage your responses. When you focus on controlling your emotions, you prevent external events from having an outsized impact on your well-being. Time is another critical resource you have control over. How you spend your time directly influences the results you get in life. If you focus on what you can control, you will invest your time in areas that bring you closer to your goals, whether that's learning a new skill, exercising, or working on personal development. On the other hand, if you constantly worry about things outside your control, you waste precious time on unproductive thoughts and actions. Time is limited, so use it wisely by focusing on activities that align with your growth. The people you surround yourself with are also within your control. While you can't dictate how others behave, you can choose who you spend time with. Surrounding yourself with individuals who support your goals, encourage your growth, and challenge you to be better can have a profound impact on your mindset and success. In contrast, spending time with negative or toxic individuals can drain your energy and hinder your progress. By choosing to spend time with people who uplift you, you foster an environment that nurtures your personal development. Lastly, focusing on what you can control means taking responsibility for your own happiness. Waiting for external circumstances to change before you feel content can leave you perpetually unsatisfied. True happiness comes from within and is cultivated by how you choose to view and engage with life. By focusing on the things you can control, your mindset, actions, emotions, and time, you free yourself from the tyranny of external events. Happiness, in this sense, becomes a choice rather than a reaction to external conditions. Complaining is an easy and habitual response to frustration, dissatisfaction, or difficult situations. It provides an emotional release, but rarely leads to meaningful change. While venting can feel temporarily relieving, it keeps you stuck in a cycle of negativity without solving the problem at hand. If you want to improve your life, stop complaining and start acting. Taking action, even if small, is what propels you forward, helping you move beyond the discomfort and into a place of growth. The first step in breaking the habit of complaining is awareness. Often, we don't even realize how frequently we complain about things that are beyond our control. Whether it's about work, relationships, or external circumstances, complaining becomes a default response. By paying attention to your thoughts and words, you can identify patterns of negativity. Once you're aware of how often you complain, you can choose to shift your response and focus on solutions instead of problems. When you stop complaining, you start shifting your mindset from helplessness to empowerment. Complaining is a passive behavior that reflects a lack of control. By focusing on action, you take back the control that complaining steals from you. Rather than endlessly discussing what's wrong, you begin to look for ways to fix the problem or adjust your approach. This shift in focus can have a profound impact on your sense of agency and motivation, as you start to feel more capable of handling challenges. In addition to empowering yourself, taking action helps you gain clarity. Often, when we complain, we focus on how bad the situation is without considering practical steps to resolve it. However, by taking action, even if it's just a small step, you begin to clarify what needs to be done. Action forces you to think through the situation, find solutions, and take concrete steps toward improvement. The process of action brings clarity to the problem, whereas complaining often keeps it in a nebulous, unresolved state. Another benefit of acting instead of complaining is that it reduces stress and frustration. Complaints tend to spiral, making you feel more overwhelmed and powerless. Each time you vocalize your dissatisfaction, the frustration intensifies. In contrast, when you take action, you shift your focus from the emotional weight of the issue to finding a solution. The process of doing something, no matter how small, can reduce the burden of negative emotions and provide a sense of accomplishment, even if the results are not immediate. Taking action also builds momentum. Once you take one small step, it's easier to take the next one. Momentum creates a cycle of progress, where each action you take leads to more positive actions. This is the opposite of complaining, where negativity can create a feedback loop, preventing you from moving forward. Action, on the other hand, propels you toward your goals, encouraging you to continue making progress even when faced with challenges. When you stop complaining and start acting, you also set a powerful example for others. People around you are influenced by your behavior, and when they see you taking initiative and focusing on solutions, they're likely to follow your lead. You create a culture of problem solving rather than one of venting and stagnation. This not only helps you personally, but can also inspire those in your community, family, or workplace to adopt a similar mindset of proactive action. Lastly, taking action rather than complaining improves your self-esteem and confidence. Every time you take a step forward, no matter how small, you build a sense of accomplishment. The more you act and move towards solutions, the more you prove to yourself that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. Complaining, on the other hand, reinforces a sense of powerlessness and can erode your self-worth over time. By shifting your focus to action, you empower yourself to create positive change in your life. Setbacks are an inevitable part of life. No one goes through life without facing challenges, obstacles, and failures. However, it is not the setbacks themselves that define us, but how we respond to them. When we view setbacks as opportunities for learning rather than as signs of defeat, we transform difficult experiences into powerful lessons. Learning from setbacks is a crucial part of personal growth and resilience, as it allows us to become better equipped to handle future challenges and improve over time. The first step in learning from setbacks is reframing the situation. Instead of seeing a failure or setback as a permanent defeat, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? This shift in perspective allows you to extract valuable insights from the experience rather than dwelling on negative emotions like frustration or disappointment. For instance, if a project you worked on fails, instead of blaming yourself or others, look at what went wrong, what decisions could have been made differently, and what skills you can develop to handle similar situations in the future. Setbacks also provide valuable feedback. When things don't go as planned, it's an opportunity to evaluate what worked and what didn't. Often, setbacks happen because certain strategies or approaches were not effective. By reflecting on these outcomes, you gain critical insights that help you adjust your course of action. This feedback loop is essential for continuous improvement, as it allows you to refine your approach, learn from mistakes, and build a stronger foundation for future success. One key lesson that setbacks offer is the importance of perseverance. It's easy to give up when things don't go according to plan, but true growth comes from pushing through difficulties and learning how to overcome obstacles. Each setback is an opportunity to develop grit and determination. The more you experience setbacks and continue to press forward, the more resilient you become. Perseverance is not just about enduring through hard times, but about staying focused on the end goal, adjusting your strategy, and maintaining your drive despite temporary failures. Another important lesson from setbacks is the value of adaptability. Life rarely follows a predictable path, and things don't always go as expected. Setbacks teach you how to be flexible and adjust to changing circumstances. Instead of clinging to rigid plans or expectations, you learn to pivot, try new strategies, and explore alternative solutions. This adaptability allows you to stay on course even when things go awry, and ensures that you can make the most of unexpected challenges. Setbacks also help you to develop a deeper sense of self-awareness. When things don't go well, it forces you to look inward and assess your strengths and weaknesses. Are there areas where you need to improve? Do you need to develop more patience, better communication skills, or greater emotional resilience? By taking the time to reflect on what a setback reveals about you, you gain clarity about areas where personal growth is needed. This self-awareness is a key component of emotional intelligence, which is crucial for navigating life's ups and downs. Furthermore, setbacks encourage you to practice patience. In today's fast-paced world, we often expect instant results and quick success. Setbacks remind us that progress takes time and effort. The process of learning from mistakes, making adjustments, and refining our approach requires patience and consistency. By developing patience, you reduce the pressure you place on yourself and allow for a more sustainable, thoughtful approach to achieving your goals. Patience fosters resilience, as it allows you to weather storms and remain focused on long-term success rather than immediate gratification. Finally, learning from setbacks cultivates humility. It's easy to become overly confident when things are going well, but setbacks remind us that no one is invincible. Acknowledging and accepting our mistakes with humility allows us to grow from the experience without letting ego or pride get in the way. This humility not only fosters personal growth, but also enhances relationships with others. When we can admit our setbacks and learn from them, we show a willingness to grow and improve, which fosters trust and respect from those around us. Emotional intelligence (EQ) refers to the ability to recognize, understand, and manage your own emotions, as well as the ability to recognize, understand, and influence the emotions of others. Unlike traditional intelligence (IQ), which focuses on cognitive abilities, emotional intelligence is about mastering emotions and using that awareness to navigate social situations, solve problems, and make decisions. Developing emotional intelligence is essential for both personal growth and success in the workplace, relationships, and life in general. It enables you to respond to challenges with composure and build stronger, more empathetic connections with others. The first component of emotional intelligence is self-awareness. This involves recognizing and understanding your own emotions as they occur. Self-awareness allows you to notice when you're feeling stressed, angry, excited, or frustrated, and understand the underlying causes of these emotions. By becoming aware of your emotions, you gain control over them, instead of letting them control you. Self-awareness is the foundation of emotional intelligence because it is difficult to manage emotions or understand others' feelings without first recognizing and understanding your own emotional states. Self-regulation is the second key component of emotional intelligence. Once you are aware of your emotions, the next step is learning how to control or adjust them to suit the situation. For example, when you're feeling angered or frustrated, self-regulation allows you to pause and think before reacting impulsively. Instead of lashing out, you might take a deep breath, step away, or calmly express your feelings. Developing self-regulation helps you to avoid negative or destructive behaviors that can harm your relationships or goals. It also enables you to remain calm and collected under pressure, which is essential for making thoughtful decisions. Empathy is another crucial element of emotional intelligence. Empathy involves understanding and sharing the feelings of others, whether they're happy, sad, frustrated, or anxious. When you practice empathy, you can connect with people on a deeper level as it allows you to listen actively and respond with care. Empathy also enhances communication and problem solving because it enables you to consider the perspectives and emotional states of others. In relationships, whether personal or professional, empathy helps to foster trust, resolve conflicts, and build stronger bonds. Empathy is about seeing the world through someone else's eyes, which often leads to greater understanding and cooperation. Social skills are an essential part of emotional intelligence as well. These skills involve the ability to communicate effectively, manage conflicts, and build positive relationships with others. People with strong social skills can navigate complex social dynamics, collaborate well with others, and influence people in a constructive way. They know how to motivate others, encourage teamwork, and maintain harmony in group settings. Strong social skills also involve active listening, the ability to give and receive feedback, and the capability to handle sensitive situations with tact and diplomacy. These skills are important for leaders, colleagues, and anyone looking to foster positive relationships in any aspect of life. Motivation is another key aspect of emotional intelligence. People with high IQ are often intrinsically motivated. They set personal goals, stay committed to them, and are resilient in the face of setbacks. Rather than relying solely on external rewards or praise, they find satisfaction in the process of achieving their objectives. Motivation in this context also means having a clear sense of purpose and direction in life. When you're motivated by your own values and passions, you are more likely to overcome obstacles and remain committed to your goals, even when external circumstances make things difficult. Cultivating internal motivation leads to greater success, happiness, and fulfillment. Another important part of developing emotional intelligence is learning how to manage stress. Emotions can often cloud our judgment, especially in high-pressure situations. People with high emotional intelligence are able to keep stress in check and approach challenges calmly and thoughtfully. Techniques such as mindfulness, meditation, and relaxation exercises can help improve stress management. By practicing these techniques, you can learn to stay grounded during tough times, which helps you respond in a more composed and effective manner. Emotional intelligence helps you understand your triggers and develop healthier coping mechanisms for dealing with stress and emotional upheaval. Building emotional intelligence is an ongoing process. Like any skill, it requires consistent effort and practice. One way to develop EQ is by actively seeking feedback from others and reflecting on your emotional responses. Journaling or keeping track of your emotional experiences can also help you increase self-awareness and identify patterns. Engaging in self-reflection allows you to examine your behavior, how you interact with others, and the impact your emotions have on your relationships. As you continue to develop emotional intelligence, you'll find that you become more resilient, compassionate, and capable of navigating both your inner world and your external relationships with greater ease. Investing in your personal development is one of the most valuable decisions you can make in life. Personal development is about consciously improving yourself, whether through acquiring new skills, expanding your knowledge, enhancing emotional intelligence, or cultivating better habits. This continuous journey of growth allows you to adapt to changes, overcome challenges, and ultimately become the best version of yourself. The investment in personal development pays off over time, leading to greater self-fulfillment, better opportunities, and a richer, more meaningful life. The first step in investing in your personal development is to commit to lifelong learning. This means dedicating yourself to learning new things, whether it's through formal education, self-study, or hands-on experience. Knowledge is power, and constantly acquiring new information and skills enhances your ability to navigate the complexities of life. Whether it's learning a new language, mastering a technical skill, or delving into a subject that piques your curiosity, the more you know, the more you can achieve. The world is constantly evolving, and staying curious and open to learning ensures that you remain relevant and adaptable. One of the most effective ways to invest in personal development is by setting clear, actionable goals. Goals give you direction and purpose, making your journey of self-improvement intentional. When you set specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound SMART goals, you create a roadmap for success. These goals might relate to different areas of life, such as career advancement, health, relationships, or financial independence. By breaking down your larger goals into smaller, manageable steps, you make progress more tangible and can track your achievements along the way. In addition to setting goals, it's crucial to develop discipline and consistency. Achieving personal growth doesn't happen overnight, and staying committed to your goals requires perseverance. Discipline is the ability to stick to your plan even when you don't feel like it, while consistency ensures that you're making steady progress over time. Developing good habits, such as maintaining a regular exercise routine, dedicating time for reading, or practicing mindfulness, helps you build the momentum necessary for long-term success. The key is to stay consistent, even when the results are not immediately visible, because personal growth is a marathon, not a sprint. Another critical component of investing in your personal development is self-awareness. Understanding your strengths and weaknesses, as well as your values, motivations, and emotions, is essential for meaningful growth. Self-awareness allows you to identify areas where you need improvement, recognize patterns in your behavior, and make informed decisions about where to focus your energy. Regular self-reflection, whether through journaling, meditation, or feedback from others, can enhance your awareness and provide valuable insights. This deeper understanding of yourself enables you to make conscious choices that align with your goals and values. Building strong relationships is another important aspect of personal development. Investing in your social connections, whether with family, friends, mentors, or colleagues, can significantly impact your personal growth. Positive relationships provide support, encouragement, and constructive feedback, all of which contribute to your development. Moreover, interacting with diverse people and engaging in meaningful conversations expands your perspective and fosters empathy. Building a solid network of individuals who inspire, challenge, and motivate you helps you stay on track and provides opportunities for personal and professional growth. Taking care of your physical and mental health is equally important when investing in your personal development. Your body and mind are the foundation of all your achievements, and maintaining them is essential for optimal performance. Regular exercise, proper nutrition, sufficient sleep, and stress management all play a role in keeping you healthy and energized. Likewise, cultivating a positive mindset, practicing gratitude, and managing emotions are key elements of mental well-being. When you invest in your health, you're not only improving your quality of life, but also ensuring that you have the energy and resilience to pursue your goals effectively. Finally, embracing failure and learning from mistakes is an important part of personal development. Growth doesn't happen without setbacks. Failures, mistakes, and challenges are inevitable, but they are also opportunities for learning. When you adopt a growth mindset, you see every obstacle as a chance to improve and refine your approach. Rather than being discouraged by failures, view them as stepping stones on your path to success. Each mistake provides valuable feedback that can guide you toward better decisions and strategies in the future. Investing in your personal development means not fearing failure but embracing it as part of the process. Leading by example is one of the most powerful ways to inspire and influence others. It means demonstrating the values, behaviors, and work ethic you want to see in others. Instead of merely telling people what to do or offering advice, you show them through your actions. This kind of leadership fosters trust, respect, and motivation among those around you. When you lead by example, your actions speak louder than words, setting the standard for how others should behave, think, and act. It creates a culture of integrity and accountability, where people are encouraged to follow your example because they see the positive results it brings. The first step in leading by example is being authentic. Authenticity means being true to yourself and your values, without pretending to be someone you're not. When you act in alignment with your principles, others will recognize your sincerity, and this builds trust. If you tell others to be honest, hardworking, or respectful, but don't embody these qualities yourself, people will quickly see the disconnect and may not take your words seriously. Authenticity in leadership creates an environment where others feel safe to be themselves, contributing to a more positive and collaborative atmosphere. Another key element of leading by example is demonstrating accountability. As a leader, taking responsibility for your actions, whether positive or negative, shows others that you are reliable and trustworthy. If you make a mistake, owning up to it rather than deflecting blame or making excuses shows integrity. When others see you taking responsibility, they're more likely to do the same. Accountability promotes a culture of honesty, where people feel empowered to take ownership of their actions and learn from their mistakes. Leading by example in this way fosters an environment of mutual respect and personal growth. Leading by example also means showing consistency. Consistency in your actions and decisions builds predictability and reliability, which in turn helps others feel more secure and focused. When you consistently demonstrate the values and behaviors you expect from others, you provide a clear model for them to follow. Whether it's maintaining a positive attitude, working hard, or upholding ethical standards, consistency reinforces the message that these behaviors are non-negotiable. When people see that you live by the same rules and expectations day in and day out, they are more likely to adopt these behaviors themselves. Additionally, leading by example involves demonstrating empathy and understanding. As a leader, it's important to show that you care about the well-being of others and that you understand their challenges. When you actively listen to others, offer support, and show kindness, you set a standard for compassionate behavior. Leading with empathy creates a culture of inclusion where people feel valued and respected. It encourages others to adopt a more understanding and collaborative approach in their interactions, fostering stronger team dynamics and more meaningful relationships. Another crucial aspect of leading by example is displaying resilience in the face of adversity. Challenges and setbacks are a part of life, and how you handle them has a significant impact on those around you. When you remain calm, composed, and focused during difficult times, others learn how to cope with challenges themselves. Resilience in leadership doesn't mean avoiding failure. It means facing adversity with a positive mindset and a determination to keep moving forward. By showing others that setbacks are a natural part of the journey and can be overcome, you inspire confidence and persistence in your team or community. Leading by example also requires demonstrating strong work ethics and dedication. Whether you are leading a team at work, managing a project, or even guiding a group of friends or family, your commitment to doing your best sends a powerful message. When others see you putting in the effort and maintaining a high standard of quality, they are more likely to follow suit. It's not enough to tell others to work hard. You must model this behavior consistently. By doing so, you not only achieve your own goals, but also inspire others to strive for excellence and embrace their responsibilities with dedication and pride. Finally, leading by example involves creating a positive attitude and a growth mindset. How you approach life's challenges, setbacks, and even routine tasks sets the tone for everyone around you. When you maintain a positive outlook, even in difficult circumstances, you show others that attitude and perspective are key to overcoming obstacles. A growth mindset, the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through hard work and perseverance, encourages others to adopt a similar attitude. By fostering a positive, proactive environment, you create a culture where challenges are seen as opportunities for growth, and success is built on continuous improvement and resilience. Remember, blaming others only keeps you trapped in a cycle of helplessness. To break free from that cycle, focus on what you can control yourself. Personal growth is the key to overcoming obstacles and achieving success. So don't waste time blaming others. Improve yourself and watch how your life transforms for the better.